So I've been meaning to do this video for the longest time. Since I've been doing videos, one of the most frequent comments and questions that I get across pretty much every video that I've ever done in 3D CAD is, "Oi, how do you make the model orbit and zoom and glide so effortlessly? How do you flip it on a sixpence and get it to where you want to be without pressing any buttons, without any aggro? How do you do this?" And I'm like, how do you not know these exist? How do you not? I suppose you've got to learn somewhere though. I suppose you've got to be told in some way, shape and form. So that's what I'm doing here. I'll point people towards this video in the future. I've missed a trick as well. This really should be a sponsored spot. And it isn't. But I use these little puppy chuckers here. These are known by various different names. Spacemouse, Spacemouse, 3D Mouse. But either way, full disclosure, 3D Connection did provide these devices a long time ago. But since then, everybody that I've ever spoken to at 3D Connection has left. So I don't know anybody that works there now. If you go off and buy one, I don't get any kind of kickback. I've got no code, nothing. So you just go off and buy one and I get an out for it. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I need you to know that these exist. But this one here is the 3D Connection Spacemouse Enterprise. It's the top of the line, all singing, all dancing. As many buttons as they can jam on a bit of plastic device. It's phenomenal, but it is the top device in the product lineup currently. This one here is kind of entry level. It's the Spacemouse Wireless, and this is the one that I use when I go off traveling. It's quite portable, fits in my bag. I don't need a plug, nothing. The battery lasts forever. I've charged it once in a year, and it's phenomenal. It really is. All 3D Connection devices, as far as I know, I could be wrong here, but I don't think I am. But I think they all have the exact same cap. Might have a different aesthetic, but I think the sensor inside them is all the same. The value and the different price points come in with the functionality and the customization of the devices in terms of the button layouts. So this one here has only got two buttons, one on either side. It's got a left and a right button, whereas this one here, clearly, it's got a lot of buttons. I think it's got like 30 or 40 plus buttons, and it's got an LED screen here which shows you which buttons do which. Yeah, they're pretty special. They really are. I don't know how I could ever work without one. And when we employ people in industry, it's almost a given as part of their employment that they expect a 3D mouse. If they don't, then they're not happy with us. It's kind of got to that point. They are pretty industry standard at this point. They've been around for a long time. 3D Connection are a subsidiary of Logitech, so they're not this little indie company. They're actually owned by Logitech, and I think the quality of the products and the drivers are reflective of that. Speaking of the drivers are pretty special as well. The drivers are context sensitive, which means that they detect what application you're in and what context in which application you're in. So for example, the Spacemouse Wireless, it's only got the two buttons, one on either side, but we're currently in Inventor Part mode. So if we hit buttons, it'll say Inventor Part mode. If we go into Sketch and then drop a sketch on a plane, for example, hop back over to the driver, it now knows we're in 2D Sketch, and the buttons will change to do different things based on the environment that you're in. So whilst we're in Sketch, this left button can actually plug itself into the API of the application. So we're not just mapping to shortcuts on the keyboard like you would do with an MX mouse, for example. You can actually go into the API of the application, go into Sketch mode, and then you can map this to draw a circle, for example. And then when you hop back up into assembly mode, for example, you can have the same button do something different in assembly environment, like create a constraint, for example. And then going over to the Enterprise, this one is ludicrous. Just look at that. It's just ridiculous. It is crazy. We've got different view buttons, top, down, front, back buttons, ISO views, roll buttons, shift keys, or everything. It's all there. So that one is that's where the value comes in with this device. It's for the hardcore user that really wants to go balls deep with customization. In terms of using the device, it's really quite intuitive. It takes, maybe 10-20 minutes to get used to it, but once you've got the hang of it, it's one of those things that you cannot live without, well, for work anyway. But the way it works is you put your hand on the cap and then you twist the cap the way you want the model to move. So it's got 6 degrees of freedom. So you can go left, right, up, down. So that's sort of one axis anyway, one plane. You can go up, down, and then forward and back. So as you twist the cap, you can see the model will rotate as you turn your hand. It's like you've got the model in your hand. So you just turn it that way, and then you turn in the model that way. And it's really quite sensitive. You can increase or decrease the sensitivity based on how you like it, ladies. But if you move the model, pull the cap up, the model goes up. Push the cap down, model goes down, forward and back. And you can combine that all to be pretty fluid. So you just turn the model around. You know where you want to be. I want to be on that M badge there on the wheel, so I can just zoom in as quickly as that. No putting your hand on the keyboard, pressing shift, pressing the middle wheel, panning and orbiting, doing a mix of both. You can just be where you want to be pretty quickly. So the devices are pretty special for that. So like I said, both caps do exactly the same thing. There's no different whatsoever between either cap. The difference comes into where the buttons are. So in terms of the Enterprise, you can see we've got an LCD screen on the top here. That just lets you know what the buttons do. That switches as well based on the context that you're in. So again, if I hop over to an assembly, you can just about see there that the LCD screen flipped, and it now shows me the assembly buttons. These 12 buttons on the top here now do assembly functions instead of sketch or part functions. So that's pretty much it. If you want to go and buy one, by all means. I mean, like I said, I don't get any kickbacks here. This is not sponsored. But you can head on over to www.3dconnection.com. I'll drop the link in the description. I'm sure you can get there without it, but I'll put it in there anyway. Click your region up here. I put United States because that's where the bulk of my audience are. And then you've got the shop on Buy 3D Connection shop. And you can see the different price points that they come in at. So they're not massively cheap. You get a discount if you're a student. Don't know how much. It'll probably change. But yeah, that's the Spacemouse Compact. That's the wired version of the wireless one that I've got. $129. And then you can see they've got various kits. Spacemouse wireless, $149. I didn't get that case. They must have put that in afterwards. And then they do various kits as well, where you get the Spacemouse wireless kit, where you get the CAD mouse. You get the, that's the CAD mouse wireless, Spacemouse wireless, a couple of carry cases. They also do the Spacemouse Enterprise kit, where you get the Spacemouse Enterprise, CAD mouse, and the mouse pad from 3D Connection, which is absolutely, it's phenomenal. It's a dream. That mouse pad is amazing with the CAD mouse. And then you can see they do the various devices. They do various USB receivers as well. If you lost your USB receiver, you can buy another one. You can buy a case separately, and they also do a USB hub as well. So there you go. That's what I use for orbiting and zooming pretty smoothly. Really missed a trick not being sponsored, but you never know. In the future, we might get there. Anyway, thank you very much. Hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles.